Be upon you. So today we discuss about again the same concept about the Rashad Khalifa lifespan, but this time we'll go more details and how his life is coded into the Quran, and it's a very precise numbers, which is if you count it, it is undeniable proof that he was actually assigned by God to reveal the mathematical miracles from the Quran and to give the message to all the humanity that the Quran is the only source of the guidance, and we should worship God alone, and we should not idolize anyone else apart from like prophet or saints or any other messengers. So his sole duty was to deliver the message that Wahid means the God is the only one, the meaning of these characteristics of this name. And if we count the geometrical value of this Wahid, we get precisely the 19, because 1400 years before, actually the Hebrew, Greeks, and the many other peoples are doing the transaction. At the time there was no number system, so what they were using, they were using the Arabic alphabets, like Alif has a 1 value, Ba has a 2 value, and Gani has the highest value of 1000. So they are combining those letters, and they are using those letters in their transactions to, or in their business, or in their dealings, and in their purchasing the things. So at the time it was inspired by God, those letters to use as a numbers, and later on it becomes the miracles from the Quran. So Allah signed in the Quran that He is the only one God who created the scriptures and who revealed the scripture to the Prophet Muhammad, and it is the divine guidance to all the humanity. So if we count, and first of all we will verify those absolute values. So once we verify in the Wikipedia, there is a topic about the absurd numbers, numerals. So here we can identify that people were using as a letters in Arabic alphabets, which is been used on 1400 years before, as there were no number system. So they were using those alphabets as a numbers. And we check here, and we go to the end, and we see the one table here. These tables only we derive the Wahid, means the one. So if you calculate the number 6, Alif has a 1 value, so 6 Alif has a 1, and Ha is a 8, and Dal has a 4 value. So if you calculate, this becomes the 19. So God has given His signatures in a mathematical form with the 19 prime numbers, as this is the prime numbers and this is alpha and omega. So God is the first and God is the last. If you combine these two numbers, it becomes the 19. It's a unique characteristics that it has a prime number, and we know that today's in a computer or in a technological world, we know that the cryptography is being used as to store some passwords and your securities. So in that, the prime number is the very important criteria. If you want to use the securities, you have to use the prime numbers, and so God has utilized that kind of numbers in His Quran. So He has given His signatures in a form of the mathematical miracle. So it's above our imagination that if you are painting something, you make a picture of that, and you keep a signature of it. As a painter, keep the signature as he is the one who made this painting. So God has created in the Quran in such a beautiful way, in such a marvelous way, that how these numbers are coded in each and every surahs and verses. So Rashad Khalifa has discovered these miracles in 1974, and the solar calendar, and as per the Hijri lunar calendar, it was 1974. So see the precise calendar wise, it is also 19 and 74 coded. And 74 surah verse number 30, God says that Alaiha Tisatasra, over it is 19. So that means that this is the one of the big miracles and great miracles. So in a following verse, it says that it is one of the great miracles. So precisely 74 surah, 30 verse, there is a description about the 19, Alayhati Satasra. And the same year, 1974, Rashad Khalifa has discovered these mathematical miracles from the Quran. And at the time, the lunar calendar 1406, which is also the divided by 19 into 74. So this is a sign for human beings that these miracles has a sign into the Quran and is signatured by the creators of these scriptures. And Rashad Khalifa has revealed these miracles on particular date. So we check in the Surah Quran and we check the verses. We check the Surah 74 and verse 30. These are the whole Quran, and from there we go to the Surah chapter Hidden Secret, Al-Mudattir. And we check in verse number 30. Or it is 19. Alayhati Sata Asra. Plus, if you read the following verse, it clearly says that we appointed angels to the guardian of hell and we assigned their number to disturb the disbelievers, to convince the Christians and Jews, and this is the divine scripture to strengthen the faith of the faithful. So who want to believe, who want to understand God's scripture, faith will increase by understanding these miracles and remove all the doubts from their hearts, either Christians, Jews as well as believers. And to expose those who harbor doubt in their hearts and the disbeliever, they will say, what did God mean by this allegory? Who do not understand, they will definitely say that this is the what kind of these miracles and number systems which are going to be described. So what God mean by this allegory? God does send Esther, whomever reveals the guide, whomever reveals none knows soldier of your Lord except He. This is the reminder of the people. And we go to the following verse. It says, absolutely by the moon and the right it passes. The God swears that it morning it shines. This is the one of the great miracles. It's Innahal Ahadul Kabir. Kabir means it is one of the great miracles. One. Ahad yani means one. Great miracles. So now we'll see that the Rashad Khalifa has discovered in 1974, and at the same time the lunar calendar is also matching with this. That how his lifespan is coded into these particular verses and particular Quran. So we check the following verse. The Rashad Khalifa, if we calculate his name, Rashad Khalifa, which is been written in the Quran, and that is also 19 times mentioned in the Quran. The both name not together but separately. If God has mentioned his name and God has assigned that Rashad Khalifa is going to be revealed the miracles, till now maybe thousands and millions of people have kept this name to their children, and so it can't be remained hidden and it can't be remain a secret. So the Rashad and Khalifa, these are the two separate names mentioned in Quran individually. Rashad means the valley, it is in Arabic, it says the righteous, and the Khalifa means it is the leader or some of like a king or some who is a controlling. So this both the names combined with even in the Quran 19 times. And if we check the same abjad value, so Rashad has the 4 letters and Khalifa has the 5 letters. So these 5 letters, and if you combine as per the abjad value as we have seen in Wikipedia, we get one numbers 505 and 725. So if we combine these 505 and 725, we get the 1230. So this is the geometrical value or abjad value of the Rashad Khalifa name, and this is the precisely the how we writing 786 in a Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Same way we have derived from his name a geometrical value. So this is the geometrical value. It's equal to 1230 if you combine these two names. And we see in a Wikipedia about what says about the Rashad Khalifa. So his name has been written in Arabic as well. You can check it here, Rashad Khalifa. So we have just calculated his geometrical value. And if we apply this name in abjad numerals. Even there is a one website which can calculate as per the name. This is the abjad calculator. So if you keep and you calculate his name, it precisely comes 1230. So how this number is related in the Quran in his date when he was assassinated. So we are going to study this. At the same time, we will also repeat the same thing which so total out of there are mysterious letter of 114, there are 29 chapters as we see here, and from that there are the 19 surahs where 5 initial letters, which is the highest, and second highest on a chapter 42. But in a chapter 42, if you see, there are Hamim and Ain, Sad and Kaf. It has been mentioned in the first verse and in the second verse. So it only the first verse, the 5 initial letters mentioned in Surah 19 only. All other surahs, there are maximum 3 letters. So number of the letters, highest letters, if you see in the first verse, it is the Surah 19 only. And Surah 19, as per the initial sequential number, it is the 10th initial surah. And total out of 29, if you minus the 10, it becomes the remaining 19 surah. This is also the one of the miracle. So see, count from the 2 to 19, this is the 10th surah, and the remaining there are the 19 surah, which is also start from the mysterious letters. So what we do now here, we calculate all the verses till the 98. So if we add 286 plus 200 plus 206, we add all the verses like till the plus 99, and we add plus 1. So we get one number, so 1230. And this 1230 number is again the same number which is the geometrical or abjad value of the Rashad Khalifa. And precisely once you count from Surah 2, Shem 1, first, and you count all the verses up to 286 until you come the 19th Surah, first verse, you calculate this first verse. This is exactly the 1230 number verse from the initial or from the mysterious surahs. We have removed all the surahs where it was not been mentioned the mysterious letter. So we have counted only the mysterious letter surahs. Be in mind, out of 114 surah, there are only 29 surah which is starting with these initial letters or mysterious letters. So we get the numbers 1230 again. So this is the geometrical value of the Rashad Khalifa name, and it is again proving that he was assigned to reveal these 19 miracles by the grace of God and by the wish of Allah. That this is the one of the great miracles. And God says this is one of the great miracles. So till now, many prophets and messengers came and they have been miracles. So the Prophet Muhammad has given this Quran. And the biggest miracle was now been discovered as the 19 miracles from the Quran. That it is a big than the miracles than the Prophet Jesus who can revive the dead to life. So you can see the God says that this was not a big miracle. This is the big miracle. So these miracles, even if you understand, you can explain to others. As it was not limited by on one particular messenger, but it is for all the humanities who can understand, they can explain to anyone else. So this is the beauty of these miracles, and if you see in a depth that it is impossible for any human being to do this kind of the mathematics and to construct that kind of the numbers in one story, because Quran is the book of the Hidayat, where all the stories combines, where all the histories combines, where the proper the rhythm and proper poem and proper the sounds of the rhythms are coming. At the same time, it is also constructing the mathematical structures. So that kind of the things to combine all the beauties, synchronize all part of the physics, science, the guidance about the laws of what are the God's laws, and at the same time its mathematical constructs is beautifully synchronizing with that, which is impossible by any human being to construct or to create. So we see now in following things that 1230, Rashad Khalifa was assassinated on 31st January on 1990. So if we keep this date and month and year, and if we combine, so it is precisely divided by 19 and 1327. So the remaining value is the composite number, as 1327 is again a prime number, so you cannot divide. So these are the big two prime numbers, and the remaining position is 1230. That is again the sign from Allah that his death when he was going to be assassinated, which being also precisely his geometrical value, plus Surah 2, first Surah 2 to all 29 chapters. Out of first 19 chapters, the first verses is again 1230. So we have already seen and we counted 191 to 1998. So we will check again. We will take calculators and we count all the verses. 286, 200, and we check. We will verify one more time. Yes. So 286 plus 200 plus 206 plus 109 plus 123. So this is the verse I'm taking it, fifth, and then 111 with Surah 12, and the sequential order 6, Surah 12 is a 111 verse. Plus 43 plus 52 plus 99. So you see the verse total. Once the Surah 19 we updated here the 99. So now we'll take the number 1, which is the 19th Surah, the first verse. If we add plus 1, so we get exactly the 1230. This is the really the miracles from God, that he was the one of the covenant who was assigned to reveal the mathematical miracles of the Quran. And see the other beauties. We have already taken 1 minus 1 from this 98, because 19 has a total 98 words, so remaining is 97. So now we add this 97 plus 97 and we get 1327. So you are again seeing this is the prime number, and which is precisely, if you divide this date of his 31 and 0, and these are the two prime numbers are coming, and this is also the geometrical value plus the verses of 1230 verses 191, and at the same time the 1327 verse is 1919, which is the last verse of the 19th surah. So complete check in between 1 to 97 verse, and if you add 1230 plus 97, it again comes the 1327. So this kind of combination, who can do it? If you ask the questions repeatedly, it's no any human can make. He even when once he was died, he could not able to make this type of constructions of the mathematical code into the Quran. He not even aware about that my death is been coded into the Quran, but God has coded his lifespan. Otherwise, he would have said that I am going to die on this day. But no one can predict it. He was just a messenger. He was just a human being like us. So here his duty was to reveal the mathematical miracles and to give the Quran is the only source of the guidance, not any other human-made structures like human-made rules like hadith or this, which kind of the today's Muslims are following. So we should focus on the Quran and we should read the Quran. This is the only the scripture from Allah that we have to follow it, and we are only answerable the law of the Quran if we are follower or not. And if we should ask the questions to ourselves, Either we have read the Quran from first page to the last page in our whole lifespan, even a one time. We should keep asking these questions, because once we died and we go to the God, then God definitely asks that we have given you the Quran, but have you read it? Have you read it in your whole lifespan at a single one time? Forget about the following. But first of all, have you ever read the message, what it is says? So see the beauty here. We counted, and you can count it, these complete verses, and you get these numbers. And if you remove these numbers again, 97, it precisely comes 1320. And if we add the plus 97 in that, and we get the number 1327, and this is the prime number. So if I cannot divide this date into the many other forms, so same way we go again, the new miracles with the same time, that he was stabbed 29 times, and this can be found in Wikipedia, because they have done, and his who assassinated him, he was captured after the 19 years from the Canada. He was killed in Tucson in USA and America, and his who is the killer was run away from America, and he changed his name, and he was in Canada. But due to the DNA profile, he was again captured from the Canada, and he was brought back to the USA, and he was sentenced to the life imprisonment. So he was again captured after the 19 years, and he was stabbed, the Rashad Khalifa, to the 29 times. And yes, it's a God's plan that he was martyred by following the Quran message, and to follow the worship God alone, and he revealed the 19 miracles, so he was a martyr. And definitely, if you see his lifespan 1230 and 1327, if we take all the digit, it comes 19. Plus, if we take all the digit completely with adding the 19, it comes again the 29 times. So this is the proof that again the 29 surah, because he revealed all the mathematical structures from the Quran from these 29 surahs, because all the letters which we have seen here, and there are the mathematical combinations. So if you count, suppose Alif Lam Mim from Surah 2, you will get the mathematical combination of the 19. Same way, if you count Surah Tasin or Mim, there is a precise mathematical structures of that particular letters. So you cannot even change the one letter here to here. It will completely collapse the whole structure of the Quran. So this is the very intricate, the mathematical signatures God has put into the Quran to understand the future generation that it is a scripture from God, and you cannot even change one letter from or one word from here to here. And it is a mathematically, cryptographically, it is coded with the prime numbers and with the composite number, with the sequential order, because all are these numbers which you are seeing here, which is a perfectly multiple of 19. I will give the one example, that Surah Kaf, if you count this letter from this Surah 22, it precisely frequency has a 57 times, which is the 19 multiple of the 3. Again, you count Surah 23, the Kaf, which is again the 57 time frequency, which is the 19 into 3. And Kaf is the Quran first letter. So if you suppose add 57 plus 57, it becomes the 114. It's the total chapters from the Quran. So this is again the miracle, that Quran has the 114 chapters, and you count the Kaf from that particular verses where it is been mentioned as a mysterious letter. The frequency of the Kaf on that particular surah is 57 times. So same way, if we measure another, just yes, so we see some of the verses from the Quran, and we have already seen the Kaf and what are the importance of this 29 surah, and how many times it has been mentioned in the Quran. So if you can study with the submission, there are the few websites, hiddensecret.org or submission.org, where you can count all these letters, or if you have Quran, you can even count all these letters and you can verify what has been mentioned in these videos. So we go now again the same surahs where it comes 1327. So if we check the verses, because it is a prime number, so it can't be decoded, it can't be divided by anyone else. So you check the verses 13th surah in verse 27, because this is the prime number and which we have derived from these mysterious letters, and even in his lifespan of the Rashad Khalifa when he was assassinated. So we check the surahs. '13 and 27. Surah 13 Thunder, and we go to the verse 27. Yes, we'll check here, that 1327, which is the total verses from 1 gem, 2 gem 1 to 19 gem 98. We have counted only the mysterious letter verses. Those who disbelieve would say, if only a miracle could come down to him from his Lord. Say, God sends astray whomever reveals and guides to him only those who obey. This verse was translated by Rashad Khalifa. He even don't know that his life has been mentioned when he was going to be dead. And this is he is going to be revealed these miracles of the Quran after he is assassinated. And we go the following verse after immediately the third verse. And we check here that we have sent you to this community just as we did other communities in the past. You shall recite to them what we reveal to you, or they have disbelieved in the most gracious. Say, He is my Lord. There is no God except He. I put my trust in Him alone. To Him is my ultimate destiny. And just remember that 30 is the composite number, and the position of the composite number is again 19. Like there are the prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, then 11, then 13, and then 17, and then 19. So we take the position of this prime number. This is the first position, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, and 8. So 19 prime number is the 8th position. Same way there are composite numbers. If we remove the prime number from the natural numbers, the remaining numbers are the composite numbers. So those composite numbers, this 30 is the composite number, and the position of this 13 is again the 19th positions. So all are being perfectly coded in the Quran. And now we check to the other verses, and we check the first surah 19. So these are all surah 2, 3, then 7, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 19. These are the mysterious letter surah. So we counted only the words of this particular surah. These are the verses 202, then 206, then surah 10 to up to the 15, and then we take the surah 19 as a 98th verse. So we check here surah Maryam, which has the highest initial letters, Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, and Sad. These are 5 initial letters. And the frequency of these letters has been calculated here again, that how many times the Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad has been mentioned. And if we go the end surah, the 98th verse, and see the total frequency of these 5 letters are 798. So we check here the total frequency of that 5 initial letters is again 798. So this is again the one of the proof. If we check the date, this is his born, and when he was died January 31st, 1990, and November 1935 he was born. So this is the date calculation. So we will put here the November means 11, sorry, the date was 19 and the month was November, and he was born on 1935. So we put here 1935, and he was assassinated on 31st and January on 1990. So if we calculate the time, so we can get the numbers 19798 days. So same numbers, which is the 19th surah, and total frequency of the 5 initial letters in surah 19 is 798. So we will reconfirm again his lifespan, and yes, so surah 19 has a 98 verse, and total kaf, ha, ya, in, sad from first verse till the last verse, the total frequency is 798. So his lifespan is 19,798 days. So it indicates that surah 19 Maryam has a 798 frequency of these 5 initial letters. So how can he even counted those 5 initial letters? But his life is measured by the God that he is going to stay up to these many days only, and he was destined to reveal the mathematical miracle of 19, that God is the Wahid one, can create this Quran, and who created the universe and who created all the humans. So his the 5 initial letters on that particular surah was frequency 798 times, and precisely if you add this 19 surah and 798, it becomes the life of the Rashad Khalifa has lived in the earth. So how can, if it is not assigned by the God, this kind of the mathematical structures you can derive? So who assassinated, if he assassinated one day after or 2 days after, these whole mathematical structures will collapse, like his date 31st/01/1990, which is again 19 into 1327, which is both are the prime numbers, so remaining digits are 1230. How can this precisely, the 1327th verse is again the 1998, and 1230 verse again it is the first verse, and after if you add 97 from this, it becomes the 1327. Why this much precision? How? And you can ask ourselves that how can come this precise calculation and this precise structures combined together, that only the God can do this kind of the things and not any human. If you just go, if you think some while, it has been confirmed that it is the miracle from God only, and not any human can derive our, even if you cannot write our date span, because the Quran was revealed 1400 before to the Prophet Muhammad. How Prophet Muhammad could write a Rashad Khalifa lifespan? And even if your lifespan, even any animals or any insects or anything, if you can find out, it has been written into the Quran. Because this, if the God has created the universe, if God has created us and all the animals and all, each and everything, all the stars, all the earths and planets, then it must be, his scripture must be precise, and there must be the traces of all of his creations. Precisely, we cannot even deny if something is mismatched, either scientifically or mathematically. This is not a scripture of God. But if it is scripture from God, then it must be verified. It must be tamper proof. It is a highly, more than, if you take a supercomputer, you cannot even create a one life. You can just doing the invention, you can just discover, but you cannot create anything. Same like you cannot create a Quran, or even like a one sentence, or even like a few verses. You cannot create or you cannot make it. But only the God has confirmed that this is a scripture from God, and which is again saying that this is a scripture which is again giving the validation of the previous scripture like Bibles and Torah and other scripture which is not been mentioned, but it is from the God, but it is tempered by the human being. So God has revealed these final scriptures till the date of judgment day, which is not going to be changed, God willing. And God is the only one who is controlling it. So we are very fortunate enough to read the Quran and to follow it in our life when we are going to be die, definitely. That time we will understand the importance of it. And if we have not followed it, we will feel a lot of guilt together. And at that time, if you want to come back again, there are no any chances. That only the one now last remaining chance we have. And if you followed it, definitely God will give us a lot of His grace and His mercies. So hope it is a very enjoyable and to learn about His lifespan, and we go more deep and we derive from each and every letters from the Quran. So whatever we have described it, we will again verify those all the details and his lives and his object numbers, and these are the websites. I am again going to be give the information. If you want to calculate, you can calculate on yourself. And these are the hidden secret where you can identify the either it is a prime number or not. So if we type here the 1327, which is the prime number or not. So if it is a prime number, it will give you the calculation, yes, this is the prime number or not. So you go here and you put here 1327 and you can check is it prime number. So it will give you the there are some issues on that. So these are the time and date we have this website we have checked for his lifespan. This is the Muqattat, the 29. There are chapters which are starting with the mysterious letters. Even these you can find into the Wikipedias, and you can verify all the surahs, Alif Lam Mim, and which we have seen here. These all 1 to total 29 up to here, Al-Kaf, which is the last 29 chapters, is for the sequence wise. And structure analysis, you can go more deep in the Wikipedias that when and what type of letters has been mentioned and frequencies. So hope it is a really enjoyable and informative. And even in that Wikipedia, it has been mentioned that Rashad Khalifa claimed to have discovered a mathematical code on Quran on this initial number 19. See, his name is even mentioned because he's the prime in doing the discovery about those miracles and these mathematical structures, and it is even mentioned in Surah 74:30. So search it in Wikipedia with this Muqattat and you will get the information about it. So everything are very transparent and precise, and you can measure it out by yourself, and you can verify these miracles, that how it is precise, that he was from the God and he was assigned for these miracles to be discovered. And even his lifespan is mentioned into the Quran. Even his date is even mentioned in the Quran. Even his geometrical value 1230 even in counted, in measured into the Quran verses. So God bless you all, and peace be upon you to all. And if you like this video, you can subscribe, and you can press the like button, and you can spread to your groups, where if anyone you can see that they do not want to follow the Quran, they can at least read the Quran, and they can see the beautiful and marvelous structures, and they can follow the law of the God.